स्टार्ट हो गए। सचिन सर ने जो मैसेज डाला था वही टाइटल रखा है। ओके, दूसरा ग्रुप था। मैं तो सबको भी इन्फॉर्म करता हूँ। हमारे ग्रुप में तो चलते हैं।
Very good morning to everybody. It's great pleasure to see all of you gathering together for the vultures. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, you're audible.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I can see a lot of familiar faces. Abhijit Sharma is there, releasing the vultures. Nice. Welcome, Abhijit ji from Chhattisgarh.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for inviting me.
Welcome. So Nanda Kishore ji is there. Good morning, sir. You are mute. Unmute. Kindly unmute. Hello, sir. Percy, Dr. Percy Avari is welcome.
Thank you.
नंद किशोर अनम्यूट करो आपको अनम्यूट अनम्यूट
Am I audible?
Yes, now.
Okay,
Yes, now
okay.
you are audible.
There
Yeah.
is some issue with the laptop. So I
Yeah,
think
it
we
happens.
can start. We have more than 80 participants right now, so remaining will join, but we can start the session. So I think before going to start, I request everyone please mute your mic and I request everyone do not share your screen. Also, if possible, to switch off your camera so that our speaker will focus on their presentation. So after completion of the session, we have a question and answer. That time you will unmute yourself and you can ask the question to our speaker. So uh, so these are few instructions from our side. So Sachin sir, shall I give your introduction?
Yes, please.
Okay. So again, welcome you all. You are aware about that we are celebrating Vulture Awareness Day, which will be fall on the 5th September 2026. So we have a series of awareness, Vulture Awareness series. This is the first webinar, and we have our Deputy Director, Dr. Sachin Ranade sir. So he's a great experience, and he's based. He's he is a part of our vulture breeding program. So without further ado, I would like to request Sachin sir, please give some idea about the vulture awareness program, our collaborating partner, and then request you to continue your session, Sachin sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. And I will be soon sharing my screen. And let me know if you can see. Um, right. So you can see the vulture first slide. And so now you can see vultures and introduction. Hello.
No, sir.
Yes, sir, we can see you
Yes.
properly.
Can see, na? Okay. That's great. Welcome everybody. And BNHS is running the vulture conservation program for long time. So in next 5 minutes, I will introduce to about our activities in BNHS also. But first, let us have a look at the vultures. And in the first slide, you can see it is a slender billed vulture. And now there are very few slender bill vultures are remaining in India or in the world. Whatever population is there in the world, most of them are in India only. And slender bill vulture is the rarest among the all gyps vultures. Hardly 800 birds are there in the wild. And we must be very proud that your BNHS is having the slender bill vulture population small stocks in its three of the conservation breeding center. So this is the young one born in captivity and its parent is there, and you can see the successful conservation breeding at our conservation breeding center. So as Nandakishore ji said that who are the partners? So of course, without the help of the forest department from different states, nothing is possible. They are the original true custodian of all wildlife in our India. So BNHS has started conservation program in collaboration with the forest department. So for Haryana, it is the forest department of Haryana with whom we are uh, collaborating. Other than that, when we started this program, the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, it is shortly called as RSPB. RSPB has given a grand support to this program and they funded us. And of course, there are many other NGOs, other governmental institutes, and research institute like the Zoological Society of London, that is ZSL, our own ZSI, that is a Zoological Society of, Zoological Survey of India. Other than that, there is a CZA. So it is the main authority which govern the all different kind of zoos and zoo facilities in India. So there are many research institute and government institutes which are associated with the vulture program, and that's why we all are together here. As all these institute, all these different NGOs and governmental agencies were there, we were able to successfully work on the vulture program. So talking about the natural wealth, what is there, what you can see on your screen? Can you see something on your screen?
Yes, sir. It's an elephant and it's
Yes, sir.
now a bird.
Yeah. Right. So India is a really rich country, and we have so many different animals, birds, and we have to support all this. Can you see? It is an artificial nest for the bird, and the gauraya or the house sparrow has taken that nest. Here today we are talking about the ecology, and the ecology can be studied in different ways, in different animals, different taxa. So it could be butterflies, it could be, here you can see a water monitor lizard, there are elephant, huge animals, as well as a very small tiny bird with it, and of course the tiger. Okay, so India is a bio rich country. Okay, we have a diverse biodiversity, and BNHS is working on all these different taxa. So the BNHS, it has a very long name. You must be surprised that why so long name has been given. It has a name, Bombay Natural History Society, as it was established in 1883. There were 6 Britishers and 2 Indians who used to come together for tea. जैसे आज हम लोग चाय पे चर्चा कर लेते हैं, आके गपशप लगाते हैं, बातें करते हैं. In the same way, the people used to come together and they used to discuss. And what was the topic of their discussions? They used to discuss about the wildlife of India. And they thought that if we will have some kind of a NGO, or we can have a forum for discussion of such kind of different topics related to wildlife, then it will be very nice, because then we can enhance our knowledge. If everybody will be sharing our information, our photographs, our write-ups, our experiences, then naturally it is going to enhance everybody's knowledge about our wildlife, and then we can conserve it very nicely. And that's why these Britishers, that time it was a British era, so Britishers, then of course Indians were also there. So Indians, all of them come together, and they had established the Bombay Natural History Society. And of course, you must have heard name of Dr. Salim Ali, isn't it? So Dr. Salim Ali has done really great work on birds. He has written a very big book on birds of India. As that time it was not a separate country. That time the Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal, these small country were also included for the bird knowledge. So birds from all the Indian subcontinent was studied by Dr. Salim Ali, and it is a very well-renowned name in the ornithology. Ornithology means study of birds. And here in the photo, for a long time you are seeing, you can see the birds, isn't it? The birds we have in our hand, and what we have done, we have put a small ring in its leg. Okay, it is a aluminum ring. It is very light, but it has some inscription. It has a code, a number, and when we put this ring in the bird leg, and then we release the bird, so that the bird can travel wherever it wants, isn't it? So in the animal world, there are different animals, there are different taxa, you can say, but birds are the most fascinating animals. Okay, why so? Because they can fly really long distance, and today you can see some birds and tomorrow they will go to 100 kilometer or 500 kilometers, and that is the fascinating thing about birds. So interestingly, here you can see um, in the right corner, you can see one eagle is held. And we earlier we used to put only rings, only aluminum ring for the birds, and then the bird used to move 100 kilometer, 1,000 kilometer, and somebody sitting on the other end with binocular, he used to or she used to find it out that okay, we found one bird, particular this species, and it has a ring. That means it was marked. And then the scientists used to conclude that okay, then that means this particular species or the duck or the egret or the eagles have traveled so much kilometers. So earlier BNHS has ringed some birds and they have traveled long distance. And this knowledge is with BNHS. We have almost 100 years data that we can find it out. The different birds have traveled from India to Mongolia, India to Europe, and some of them are really fantastic. Really small. There are some very small birds also, and they have traveled a long distance. And we can find it out because we have ringed the birds. But of course, this method has some disadvantage, that there should be somebody in the other end and he should watch the bird with the binoculars. There is, as the science progress, there is another method. In the right corner, you can see some small boxes, brown colored boxes, isn't it? And it has a antenna. It has a kind of tail coming out of that, isn't it? So it is called as a transmitter. And this transmitter we put on the back of a bird. So it could be a eagle, just as you can see, three persons are standing there in the right corner. So the middle person is having a eagle held in its hand. So this kind of a transmitter we put on back of an eagle, and that eagle was marked in Assam. And when we release, the bird stayed there for a few days, and interestingly, the birds traveled to Mongolia. So almost 1,500 kilometer the bird has traveled. Nobody there to teach bird where to go, how to go. But birds have some special intelligence. They can understand the magnetic field of the earth, as well as they can understand the weather, the climate around, and when there is some kind of adverse climate or adverse weather, then the birds start migration. And this Pallas fish eagle, what we have marked, they travel to Mongolia to avoid the heavy rain. And then again they come back to Assam in the in the winter season, and they build nest and lay egg and raise their progeny. So they are utilizing the different home for different times, and that's how they are successfully living and they are progressing. So um, that is all about bird ringing and bird migration. But is it the case that only the new science have taught us that the birds are very important and earlier we didn't know? So that is not the case. In earlier era, we have the best example, Ramayana. Okay, and now as there are so many attendants and so many young students are there, I hope everybody is aware that Jatayu was a vulture and it tried to save Sita when Ravan was kidnapping her, isn't it? And that time, Jatayu tried to stop Ravan, and in that process, the Ravan killed it. But was it a simple death by cutting the head? No. The Jatayu is a kind of metaphor also. The Jatayu is kind of symbol also. So it has a many meanings. And one of the best meaningful thing I found that when Ravan was fighting with Jatayu, it cut its wing. So what it depicts? It tells us that a bird without attention to the that the birds are the feathered fellow. In evolution, they have developed feathers and that have made them possible to stay in different kind of climatic conditions also. On the left side, you can see a mural. And this was prepared or carved almost 3,000 years back when there was one king, and in the old age, like 3,000 years back, when the king used to inform its people that we have to conserve nature. So in those days, there were no mobile. There were neither newspaper nor magazines. Then how the king used to inform or the priest used to inform to its people that we have to conserve the animals? So in those days, such murals, such designs, carvings were there. And what it indicate? On the upper side, you can see there is one eagle. Its name is gray-headed fish eagle. So it is eating the fish. You can look it closely, and you can see the bird is eating a fish. And below that there is a design, there is a art, and you can see a bird with a lotus flower in its beak. So that is also that the bird is swan, and both these birds are closely related to the water body. Okay, and the temple is also where I have found this mural is close to the water body. And interestingly, that water body or marshland is nothing else but its name is Kaziranga. Okay, have you heard the name of Kaziranga National Park? So Kaziranga every year in winter welcomes thousands and thousands of different kind of migratory birds as well as raptors. And these two beautiful birds are depicted close by Kaziranga only. So you can see that the humans' awareness or knowledge for birds, humans' love for birds was there right from the beginning. We all love wild animals. We all like to see the birds, and of course, it is our responsibility to save the wild birds. Talking about Indian subcontinent, we are really rich. Why so? Because we have a great biodiversity. So biodiversity, most of you must have heard about it. Biodiversity means we have many different species. And in this table, what can you see? There are total 9 species of vultures found in India. And unfortunately, all those red depicted in red, they are now critically endangered species. So you can see here 2 columns. So on the left side column, all those are the common English name, whereas on the right side, you can see their scientific names. And out of the 9 species in India, only 1 species is relatively safe. All the other species are more or less threatened. So some of them are very much threatened. They are in the category as critically endangered birds. Okay, and others are endangered or threatened. So we will see all these birds now, as today's our topic is for introduction of vultures and their ecology. Okay, so vultures are big-bodied birds. None of them is small, or none of them can stay in a very small place. Uh, People like to say that they are not beautiful, but I will say that vultures are really magnificent bird. They are really beautiful bird if we will see them carefully, if we will see them closely. So in the first photograph, you can see a bird with red head, and its naturally its name is also red-headed vulture. Okay, so why we have taken it first? Because in earlier days we used to consider, we means the common people used to consider it as a king of vultures, and that's why its name was king vulture also. But nowadays there is another species found in America, and that is also called as the with the same name. That's why our vulture is properly named now, and now we call it as a red-headed vulture. And when there is a flock of 100, 200 white-rump vulture, long-bill vulture together coming on the dead animal carcass, then the king vulture is also there, and it is leading because it has a very sharp beak and it can start the feeding. So I hope all of you must be knowing that the vultures feed on the dead animal or their carcasses. So vultures are very important because they feed on the dead animal. They keep our habitat, our ecosystem very clean and nice. So king vulture or the red vulture, red-headed vulture is the first vulture we have seen. It live as a solitary. So that means hardly one or two of them stay together. They build their nest, but they stay together along the flock of a white rump or long-billed vulture. So they can they can take advantage of the food along with the other birds also. Okay, so the other vulture, you can see it has a kind of a mask, and otherwise the bird is completely dark brown or blackish. Its name is cinereous vulture, and cinereous vulture is a migratory species. It come to India only in the winter time, and cinereous vulture come only in the winter time. It spend the winter here, and once there is a harsh summer of Indian subcontinent start, the birds go back to the lower Europe. So that means they are traveling almost 2000 kilometers just to spend their winter here, and then again they are going back to the lower Europe, particularly like Spain or these kind of countries. There is one more white color vulture. It is a very small vulture, small among the all vultures. Okay, and it was once a commonest vulture also. Its name is Egyptian vulture, and although it is named as Egyptian vultures, they are staying in India as well as. Okay, some of them are traveling from Europe to India, whereas others are staying in India. So there are two groups, or it is called scientifically, it is called as there are two races, and these two are staying in India. So as their name indicate Egyptian, so of course they have a very important role in Egyptian cultures. I hope most of you have seen the film like The Mummy, isn't it? So Egyptian culture is also very old, just like Indian cultures. And the Egyptian king, Egyptian queen, they used to like this bird very much, and that's why the nickname of this vulture was Pharaoh's chicken. Pharaoh means their priest or dharmaguru, and the favorite bird of the priest is the Egyptian vulture. And of course, not only it was favorite bird, but it has a very important place on the crown of the king in the script of the holy stories written in the Egyptian culture. And of course, there are other vultures designs or other vultures efficacies were there, and those were used on the crown on the king crown of the queen also, and that give a very important or a very much value to the birds in Egyptian culture. The bird which is flying in the right corner, you can see it is a bearded vulture, and it is a unique bird. It is unique one among the all birds because it can use the cosmetics. Not only human beings, but the birds are also using the cosmetic. How? Because these birds, when they think that they should look more handsome, they should look more pretty, then what they do? They go to a red soil and they rub their body against the red soil and they look more reddish or more dark. And not this much only intelligence they show. These birds have another very fascinating characters. These birds, bearded vulture, they eat bones. Why it is so? Because bearded vultures are generally found in high Himalayas, and naturally there is very less food available. What they feed? They feed on the dead animals. So food is scarce, and that's why the bearded vulture develop themselves that they can utilize every piece of food available. And what are the last pieces remaining in the carcasses? After other birds feed, other vultures feed, only bones are there. And the bearded vulture feed on the bones of large mammals or other animals. What they do? They gulp the whole bone. And if that is not possible, if it is a very long bone, then the bearded vulture take the bone high in the sky, and from there they drop it on a rock. And when the bone is dropped on the rock, it shatters. Small splinters remain, and the bearded vulture again come down and it feed on the smaller pieces of the bone. So that intelligence is there, that they can use different tactics for their food. And such a wonderful birds are there, and I'm very happy that all of you are interested in the vultures. Okay, so all these four were non-gyps vultures. That means they are completely different kind of vultures. But now we will be seeing the gyps vultures. Gyps is a kind of a title, and under the gyps there are 5 species like the Himalayan vulture, Eurasian vulture, white rump vulture, slender bill, and long billed vulture. So among the gyps vultures, we will take the first example, Himalayan vultures. And most of the Indian subcontinent, take it like Rajasthan, Haryana, UP, Bihar, West Bengal, even Assam. These are the northern plain areas of India. Okay. And when there is harsh winter in the Himalayas, these young birds from Himalayas come down to the plains and they take advantage of food available in the Indian subcontinent. So all these you are seeing are the dark brown color vultures or birds, isn't it? So these are all immature birds. When the Himalayan vulture mature, it looks very beautiful, whitish coffee colored bird. And once it is adult, it never leave its territory. So the adult Himalayan vultures stay in their home only. They stay there near nest only. But the young birds, they travel, they gain knowledge, they gain food. And that's why they are very much interesting. And not only Himalayan vultures, but a similar bird, and its name is Eurasian griffon. And this Eurasian griffon, again, just like a cinereous vulture, it travels thousands of kilometers and it goes to India. And actually, it is originating or coming from the lower Europe. And from there, again, it is traveling thousands of kilometers, come to India, especially the plains of India, and it spend the winter here. It enjoy the food here available. And what we do, if we found any bird in stress, any bird we need to intervene, then we rescue such birds. We put a ring, we put a tag, and of course, after rehabilitation, we release this bird back to wilderness. So we are saving the birds, we are helping them to sustain. And so here you can see a very good number. You can see P9, isn't it? So it is a wing tag, okay, or called as a patagial tag. And of course, you can read the number on its leg also. What is it? E86. This vulture we have saved, its name is Eurasian griffon, okay, and we have released it back to the nature. But what BNHS main role is captive breeding, and no other institute is able to do such kind of conservation breeding of vultures so far. So it is a specialty of BNHS. What we do, we have focused all these on these three species. What are they? They are the white rump vulture. Earlier it was a white back vulture, we used to call it. But now the proper name, scientific name is white rump vulture, long-billed vulture, and slender-billed vulture. So at the bottom you can see it is the slender-billed vulture. All these three species. Why these three species? Because they are the resident gyps vultures in India. What that means? These vultures are found all over India, and all the time they are here only. They are not migratory. They are not coming for 5 months, 6 months. They are living here along with all of us. So white rump is found all over India. The long-billed vulture, or nowadays called as the Indian vulture, is found mainly in the central India and western India, whereas slender-billed vulture is found along the Tarai region and Assam or northeast India. So they are very important for the Indian population, Indian human being. Why so? Because they are there to serve the mankind throughout the year. Whenever there is a dead cattle, dead cow, buffalo, when it is thrown outside, these vultures are going to come quickly and feed on it. They are having their nest around, and they are raising their nestling or the young birds also in India only. So they are very important for us, and that's why we are breeding these vultures. So let us have a look at how the slender-billed vulture looks. So the first one in your screen is the Himalayan vulture, whereas the slender-billed vulture is having completely black head, black neck, and it has a brown color. So they are the rarest bird, as I have told you earlier also. Hardly 800 birds are remaining in nature. Whereas a similar looking, now you can compare a very similar looking bird, that is a long-billed vulture. And it is found where? It is found in our central India and western India. So you can see what they are doing. Yes, you have guessed it rightly. These birds are nesting. They are building their nest. And of course, as the bird I have shown you earlier, the slender bill and long bill look very much alike. But scientists were thinking that there must be some difference, something is there, and they were not able to find it out exactly what is the difference. So can you tell me what is the difference? So the difference is these long-billed, as you are seeing, they are the cliff nesters. That means they are nesting on rocky outcrop in the hills, hillocks. They are nesting, whereas the slender-billed vultures are the tree nesters. And of course, there are many different morphological differences in between the two species. And very recently, that is in 2001, these two species were separated and they were given separate name. So our vultures from particularly Asia or India, they are actually raptors. What is meant by raptors? Raptors means they are the hunting birds. They can hunt a prey and they can eat the meat. So for that purpose, they have a very sharp beak and very big talons they have. But interestingly, the vultures use their brain also. isn't it? So for long time, the vultures stopped hunting. They thought, why to waste our energy? Why to run behind the prey? Why to chase the prey and then eat some meat? Instead of that, they thought that we will wait. And this different strategy helped them to grow. So vultures stop hunting and they have started playing the waiting game. So now they wait for a ready meal, and the ready meal must be there because in nature, lot many animals, particularly ungulates. Ungulates means cow, buffalo. In the forested land, there could be bison or there could be deer, sambar. So when this kind of animal dies, then their meat is taken up by the vultures. So vultures feed on the dead bodies of the animals, and that's why in the food pyramids you can see they are at the top, or in a food chain you can see them as a last at the last point, because they are the scavengers. What is meant by scavengers? They are feeding and cleaning whatever the dead animals and remains meat is there. Everything, it is cleaned by the vultures, and that's why vultures are very special. Okay, when they are feeding on a big bison or a big cow, one vulture cannot finish the whole thing, and that's why they are social bird. They have started staying together. They exchange the information among them, and they can carry out this information exchange, and they come together and they feed together. So if there are no vultures, what will happen? Vultures are important part of nature. If there are no more vultures, then their place will be taken by some other scavengers. If it is in the human habitation, then there will be lot of dogs. If there are no more dogs, then there will be maggots. So there will be maggots. Maggots are the young one of flies. So if there are lot many flies, who will be getting problem? Us, the human will be getting the problem, because the flies carry lot of diseases. And that's why if there are lot many dogs, they will carry the rabies. If there are lot many flies, they will carry the diseases. They will transmit different viruses, bacteria, and it will be problem for the human being. And that's why we must save the vultures. And of course, you must be aware that nowadays the dogs are becoming problematic. Not all dogs. Whenever we are putting them in our houses, we are taking proper care, then they are good. But if somebody is leaving the dog in the wilderness, then the dog carry lot of diseases. The dog become menace. They bite to the wild animal also, they bite to the human being also, and they spread the diseases also. And that's why saving the vultures and helping them to stay in India is very important. I hope that all of you must be agreeing with me, and that's why we have that the Bombay Naturalistic Society have started a breeding program. In the late 90s, when we found the vultures were declining in number, we were working in the Bharatpur, and we found that the vulture population was declining very much. Then we carried out nationwide survey. So it was not only in Bharatpur, but it was found all over India that the vulture population was declining very fast, and that's why we have started working on that. The decline was even faster than dodo's decline, and we found, being a scientist, we ruled out the other possibilities, that food was there, their habitat was there, but vultures were declining. And 2004, we confirmed that the vultures were dying due to a medicine. The medicine, who prepared this medicine? The human being. So, human being prepared it to treat cattle, cows, buffaloes, even human himself. But unfortunately, when such medicine is given to the cows and buffaloes, and these animals, livestock animal dies, that time the dead bodies are just thrown outside. And vultures are the scavengers. So when vultures come, they feed on such meat and they ultimately get the diclofenac or such medicine in their belly. And ultimately this medicine damage vulture's kidney. And that's why India has lost its vulture. And earlier vultures were there in thousands and lakhs, but now they are rare. I hope that very few of you must have seen the vultures in wilderness. If not, someday try to visit our Pinjore centers, and in Pinjore you can see. So here you can see BNHS has started 4 vulture conservation breeding centers. In these 4 vulture breeding centers, we breed the vultures and we try to now we are going to release them back also. So what was the basic plan? Our basic plan was to bring these birds to the captivity. We were keeping them in very big houses where they would be staying in big houses just like the wild birds. So here you can see the breeding house. Its name is colony aviary. And what happens in the colony? We just mimic a natural environment for the vultures. So we have a big house. We have kept there a flock of birds. Vultures are just like human beings. You don't like to stay alone. You like to go to school. You like to go in a group. With the feeding, it is always enjoyment when you go in a group. Vultures are also enjoying their food in group. And that's why vultures are much like human beings. They take a longer time to mature. They take care of the young one. Nowadays, the human beings are also having 1 or 2 babies only. The vultures are also having similar strategy. Vulture lay a single egg. And that's why the population increase is a very big task. And that task, that objective is taken by the Bombay Natural History Society. So we are having different species at different vulture breeding centers. So as you have seen, they are in the Haryana, West Bengal, Assam, and Madhya Pradesh. And the State Forest Department is helping to these centers to run with the Bombay Natural History Society. And in these centers, we have taken all the care of the birds. We have veterinary facilities. We have brought these vultures from different part of countries. They are either brought as a young birds or a adult bird or sub-adult bird. So here you can see how the bird grow, how the white rump vulture is growing, where it is very just like a cotton ball. But it has to complete its stages and it has to become adult. Stages means it has to complete its growing phase very quickly within 5 months, and after that it become free flying bird. But to get the adulthood, the bird requires almost 4 to 5 years, and that's why breeding vultures is very difficult. All of our birds are marked with different mechanisms. So some of them are having ring in their leg. All of them are having microchip in their body. And when we are releasing the birds to the nature, that time we put a tag, that is a small transmitter on their back. And that is how we are reintroducing the birds to the nature. Okay. So at different location in India, we are having the vulture reintroduction areas, vulture safe zone areas, and vulture breeding sites. So when we are having the birds released to the nature, our ultimate goal that this bird should start breeding themselves. They should have their own population, which will be sustaining. And for that purpose, I hope that all of you will be helping us, helping BNHS, helping the Vulture Center in Pinjore. It is your own center because vultures are our own birds. They are helping to the mankind to control the pollution. They are helping us to control the disease spread. And that's why vultures are very important. If somebody would like to see how the BNHS is working, you can go to the site. That is very simple name, www.bnhs.org. So that is our official site where different projects of BNHS can be seen. Whereas if you have any query, if you have any question, you can write me email, or just after this presentation, we will be talking together. So thank you for listening. I hope the presentation was visible properly to everybody and my voice was not cracking. I hope if there is any question, please go ahead and please ask the questions.
Thank you, Sachin sir, for these wonderful presentations. Also explaining details about the vulture and our breeding center. So I think the chat box is open, so you can type the question in chat box so that our speaker can read the questions and will answer the. And then if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can directly ask the question.
Right. So, can you elaborate the two races of Egyptian vultures? Yes, sure. The vulture's scientific name is Egyptian vulture. Its scientific name is Neophron percnopterus, and the first one is the percnopterus. Okay, so that is the migratory race that come from the European side to India, and it has its big tip dark colored. Whereas the other race, which is living in India, it is a Percnopterus gingianus. So when the scientists first time found it, it was found in southern India, and that's why gingianus was name given, and that is the another race. So these two races are found. So what is Neophron Percnopterus gingianus and Neophron Percnopterus percnopterus. So the percnopterus is a type species, so that it is from based on that species, the whole thing is described. Okay, so that is about Egyptian vulture. Can you elaborate about the two races? Yeah. Why bearded vulture bath in red salt? Not red salt, but soil, mitti. Okay, and when it bath, then its all body get reddish color, and then it look more attractive. And just like human being, they want to impress its mate, so it look better. Okay, more attractive to its partner. Sir, Egyptian vulture in particular somehow connected to Egypt. Yes, it was Egypt because earlier the Percnopterus was found in Egypt also, in African area also, and that's why it has the name Egyptian vulture. But of course, it was in India also. Okay, and it has a real, yeah, I have described that it has a cultural importance. The Egyptians knew its value, and it has a very important place in their culture. Cliff and tree nesters distribution differences. Yeah, cliff nesters means they are building their nest on the rocky outcrop. They are nesting in the hills on the rocks, whereas the tree nesters are having their nest in the trees. So white rump vulture, you can see nest in the trees. Okay. Why the vulture population low in Tamil Nadu? In Tamil Nadu, from earlier time, the vulture number was limited. Although I won't say it was a low number, but it was not such a high number compared to the North India. And in North India, the number was very high because the very rich soil and very rich livestock tradition. In earlier days, every farmer or cattle herder in North India have 100 to 1,000 cows or buffaloes, and it was a animal husbandry and keeping animals was a greatly practiced in northern India, and particularly in the northern plains, right? Wherever there was a big river and the surrounding areas were very rich, the soil was very rich, and of course, the livestock was abundant. And that's why whenever the animal was dying, the vultures were taking the advantage, and that's why their population was very high. So Tamil Nadu had that way limited number, but yes, of course, in older days, about 100 years back, the South India also had a good number of vultures, although it was not very much big number as in northern India. Okay. Then what else? During our visit to VCBC Pinjore with FRI, each other, how does the program calculate mean, kinship or manage stud book across? See, the first and foremost important thing is that we allow the bird to pair themselves. Vultures are that way, just like a human being. So vultures select their own mate. Only the one thing what we do, that as the birds are breeding in captivity, we know their lineage and we don't keep the young one from the same parents together. That much care we have to take. But otherwise, the vulture take their own care. We just avoid keeping the young ones or the progeny of same pair together, but we mix them with the other, with the progeny, with the offspring of other birds, and then they choose the most suitable to them, and then they form a pair, and that take care. That's how we avoid repeated breeding. Inbreeding, it is scientifically called inbreeding. We avoid the inbreeding, and a healthy population can be maintained. It is called a gene pool. So we have to take care of the gene pool. Okay. How efficient are vulture canteens? Yes, they are important. We call it as vulture restaurant, and they are important. But of course, every time, every effort depends on who is doing it. So if there are some good people associated with that, and they are taking care that whatever dead animals are coming to the vulture restaurant, then they should be free from any kind of medicines. If it is not, then you are inviting the vultures at one point, but you are not giving them safe food. So before doing actual this kind of work like vulture restaurant, you have to make sure that this whole area is free from different kind of medicine, particularly NSAIDs. Which are those? We don't want diclofenac, aceclofenac, ketoprofen, and nimesulide. All these four medicines are banned by the government of India. So now these should not be used in cows and buffaloes. And for that purpose, we are doing some kind of CID also. What we do? We collect the liver sample from the dead animals, and we check whether the dead animals are not containing these banned medicines. So all this work is also going on. And we must ensure that whatever food is making available for the vultures, it should be safe. Safe from NSAIDs, safe from other pesticides also. Okay. So then naturally, if we'll do it properly, then the vulture restaurant also will become successful. Okay. Are the vultures successfully breeding after reintroduction? Yes, there are a few examples, because this is a recent exercise we have started. We don't have a 50-year or 10 years of history. Last 3-4 years, we have actively started releasing the birds. And yes, in case of Pinjore, in case of West Bengal, the birds are now mature. Whatever birds we have introduced, they are mature and they have started nesting. So this year we have seen the first progeny in the wilderness also. So it is a successful story, and of course the vultures successfully. Okay. I hope the
Hello.
center in Assam, right?
Good
Yeah.
morning, sir. Thank you for wonderful presentation.
Thank
Sir,
you.
I would like to know that what are the research gaps which are currently in Indian vulture ecology, and like we as a student, how we can contribute through field work and citizen science, how we can contribute in research.
So where you are staying?
Hello.
Where you are staying? Yes,
I
where?
am from Maharashtra, sir, and I am currently studying
Right.
in Punjab.
Right. So when you want to study vultures, first you see the literature. So literature review is first part of every study. And you can see that there are sufficient number of papers on long-billed vulture or Indian vultures from Maharashtra or in Punjab or in Delhi area. No. So people have very few studies done and very few studies are published. So you can study where are the long-billed vulture currently staying. Then from where they are getting the food. You can study that. Then how much time is spent on this feeding activity, how long is the distance between the 2 points, how they are raising, whether they are successful or not. So based on different topics, so you can discuss it later on. So I have given the email also, and we can study their feeding habits, their breeding success, their habitat utilization, and we can work more on the vultures. Okay. Thank you for your question.
Thank you so
Huh?
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah. I hope the center in Assam is safe from, yes, it is safe from the flood, and we are a bit elevated area. We are close to the Guwahati city. So our center is safe from flood. But the flood situation is really grave in this. Then planning region, which include habitat plans. Yes, we are working nationwide, and we are having. Yeah, Nitish ji may ask question. Of course, as I have mentioned, BNHS is one of the nodal agency, and we are working on the vulture conservation, and we are playing important part in planning uh, and executing all this. Yeah, anybody of you, either Nitish ji may ask question. Nitish Bhambania. Yes, please ask quickly. Yes, Abhishek Thakur may ask question.
Hi, sir. Good afternoon. Myself, Abhishek
Yeah.
Singh, and I am a program manager
Right.
at Last Wilderness Foundation.
Okay.
So, my question is regarding the Central India has lots of population of the vultures, which have king vultures also, Egyptian vultures also. So, is there any on-ground research work is going on in Central India, like Madhya Pradesh?
Yes, of course. In Madhya Pradesh, we have a breeding center. It is based in Vanavihar, near on the outskirts of Bhopal, and our Dr. Samson is taking care of that. So you will
So,
find yeah.
Yes, sir.
So you can find his contact also from our site, BNHS site, and
Sure.
you can contact him. You can come to our center. You can visit the center, and of course, that time we can discuss in detail, because Madhya Pradesh is a very good area for vultures. It has a rich population, and maybe Panna and other areas they are where we are working on vultures. And naturally, you are welcome to work on vultures in Madhya Pradesh. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So one more
Right.
thing, there was one more thing, sir. Recently, I have gone through. Recently, we have received one news that Panna Tiger Reserve to Ranipur Tiger Reserve, the corridor area. Recently, there are a colony of a vulture died. Is there? Do we get any update about that? How these colonies was died? Is there any poisonous or anything else?
See, we can discuss this later on. I
Sure, sure.
readily don't. Yeah, yeah.
No problem.
But colony died means what happens? Generally, if they are declining, they are not getting food, or they are getting less food or problematic food, then naturally the population reduces, and ultimately the colony vanish. And before that, generally what happens? The vultures like to stay in a big flock. So from that point, that they leave that particular point and they join to some another colony where they can stay in a big flock. So just like in beginning I said that vultures are flock loving birds, they like to be in big. So that is it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Quickly, I will answer that. Yes, somebody is asking from Punjab University. Abhayji was asking that whether we can visit VCBC Pinjore. Yes, you are always welcome to VCBC Pinjore, and you can get our contact from our website, as well as you can write to me also, and I will get you connected to our scientists and veterinary officers and center managers who are looking after that. And Arshdeep Singh is looking after our VCBC center in Pinjore. And all of you are welcome. If you are nearby, staying nearby, you are welcome to. Of course, first you have to call our center manager, take a proper time, and then you can come. And you are always welcome. And you have to spread the word about vultures and vulture conservation. Thank you very much. Umesh Balaji would like to speak something. No?
Yeah.
Quickly.
I want to thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful presentation. And I mean, actually, I used to visit the Rajasthan and Gujarat area for different objectives, not specifically for the vulture survey, but around 7 to 8 years before, when I visited these areas, Rajasthan or Gujarat, so I was able to observe several species of vultures, as well as the number of vultures, individual of these vultures were also high. Means within a day, I was able to see 2-3 species and multiple observation of those species. But right now, last time when I visited with my family, so I was in impression that I will show them that these are the vulture like that. But I was unable to show them any good vulture observation. Only few observation of Egyptian vulture we were able to see. So I was little bit worried about it. So what will be the reason why the population of vultures is decreasing in this particular area, the western part of the country?
When we are talking about, just मुझे आंसर देने दीजिए, मुझे इसका जवाब देने दीजिए. हाँ सचिन जी,
मैं कुछ बोलना चाहूंगा सर. जी जी,
1-2 मिनट रुक जाइए सचिन जी, 1-2 मिनट. ये दूसरा वाला सचिन बोलना चाहता है. सो उमेश जी का आंसर हम लोग दे देते हैं कि वल्चर्स जब आपको देखने होते हैं तो दे आर द फ्लाइंग बर्ड्स, दे आर द वाइल्ड बर्ड्स. You can't say that they will find at such and such places unless आपका उसका रूटीनली स्टडी है. अगर आपका रूटीनली स्टडी है, उसका नेस्टिंग आसपास में है, देन यू कैन गारंटीडली सी द वल्चर्स इन दैट पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन. बट जैसे कि आपने 10-15 ईयर्स पहले उसको देखा था उस जगह पे, हो सकता है कि उसका लोकेशन शिफ्ट हो गया है, या तो सच में उसका पॉपुलेशन और कम हो गया है. बिकॉज हमको जब पता लगा कि डाइक्लोफिनेक इज प्रॉब्लमेटिक, हमने 2006 से उसके ऊपर में बैन लाना स्टार्ट कर दिया. उसका गैजेट बनने में और 2 साल लगे 2008 में. ये सारा जो बीच में जो टाइम चला जाता है ना, इसमें वल्चर्स की डेथ होती रहती है. जैसे कि नॉट ओनली डाइक्लोफिनेक, लेकिन और दूसरे 3 मेडिसिन भी है जिसको आज तक नजरअंदाज करते रहे, लेकिन उसकी डिस्कवरी थोड़ी बाद में हो गई कि एसिक्लोफिनेक, निमेसोलाइड और कीटोप्रोफेन भी डेंजरस हो सकते हैं. तो ये सारे जैसे जैसे हमको बैन होने में टाइम लगेगा, मीनवाइल और कुछ वल्चर मरते रहेंगे. तो हमको जितने क्विकली एक्शन ले सकते हैं हम लोग, ये क्विकली एक्शन लेनी है. एंड देन वी कैन सेव ऑल द वल्चर. एवरी सिंगल बर्ड इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो अगर आपको कुछ बर्ड मिलता है, आप किसी का रेस्क्यू करते हैं, देन यू आर द मोस्ट वेलकम पर्सन. बट अगर आप सिंपली 15 साल बाद में जाकर बोलेंगे कि अरे यहाँ से वल्चर कम हुए हैं, तो उसके बहुत सारे रीजन हो सकते हैं. उसका माइग्रेशन हो सकता है, उसका लोकल उसने डिफरेंट एरिया चूज करना शुरू हो सकता है, उसमें सच उसका नंबर डिक्लाइन हो सकता है, चाहे एनएसएड से उसकी डेथ हो सकती है, चाहे अभी आजकल वहां पे उस टाइप से फूड नहीं मिल रहा है इसलिए उसने वो एरिया छोड़ दिया. ऐसे भी कारण हो सकता है. तो बहुत सारे कारण हो सकते हैं. थैंक यू. सचिन जैन बोलना
एक चीज मैं ऐड करना चाह रहा था. बस एक छोटा सा क्वेश्चन है, सॉरी. मीन्स ये था कि
जी जी
कि अगर पब्लिक अवेयरनेस की बात हम करें तो क्योंकि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन लेवल पे बहुत सारा काम हो रहा है, मीन्स आई वाज एबल टू सी डिफरेंट रिसर्च आर्टिकल्स, ब्लॉग्स वगैरह वगैरह, लेकिन लोकल्स को कैसे, बिकॉज उन्हें अवेयरनेस कैसे फैला सकते हैं कि कुछ ऐसा हो जाए जैसे आपने जो पढ़ा और मतलब बताया और जो हम लोगों ने पढ़ा है कि चाहे निमोस्लाइड्स हो, ये सारी जो मेडिसिन हैं ये जानवरों को देते हैं और उसकी वजह से परेशानी होती है, तो
जी।
ये तो उनको समझा सकते हैं। इसके अलावा और क्या कुछ ऐसा है जो लोकल कंसल्टेशंस करके लोगों को समझा के अवेयरनेस फैला के कुछ किया जा सके सो दैट वी कैन कंजर्व दीज वर्चुअल स्पीसीज?
देखिए, वल्चर को बचाना, गिद्ध को बचाना, ये किसी सिर्फ साइंटिस्ट का काम नहीं है। तो इसमें हम सबको इसमें इन्वॉल्व करना चाहिए। वो फॉरेस्ट ऑफिसर हो सकते हैं, वो वेटरनरी विंग हो सकती है, जितने भी वेट से पैरावेट से सभी से हम लोग बात कर सकते हैं। इसमें एनिमल हस्बेंड्री डिपार्टमेंट काम कर सकता है और सबसे बड़ा सहयोग डिफरेंट एनजीओज कर सकते हैं। जैसे कि हमारा कुछ एक अलग और एक विंग जैसा है कि जिसमें लोग अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं और स्कूलों में अवेयरनेस प्रोग्राम्स होते हैं, जिससे हमारी जो युवा पीढ़ी है इसके साथ में हम लोग कनेक्ट हो जाए कि ये क्या हो रहा है, ये उनके समझ में आ जाए, उनको बेसिक चीजें हम लोग समझा सके। नुक्कड़ नाटक होती है, फिल्म होती है, डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज होती है, बहुत सारे आर्ट के फॉर्म होते हैं जिसमें हम लोग ये सारी चीजें डिपिक्ट कर सकते हैं। हम लोग ये सारी कहानियां लोगों को सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बता सकते हैं कि ये इस टाइप के मेडिसिन हम लोग को स्टॉप करने चाहिए। और सिंपल कुछ बातें हैं जैसे कि आफ्टर अ थरो रिसर्च BNHS एंड इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वेटरनरी साइंस IVRI हैव आइडेंटिफाइड मेलॉक्सिकैम टोल्फेनिमिक एसिड एज अ सेफ ड्रग। तो हम लोग लोगों को ये इंफॉर्मेशन भी पहुंचा सकते हैं कि भाई साहब, आपको मेलॉक्सिकैम यूज करनी है, आपको चाहिए तो टोल्फेनिमिक एसिड यूज करना है, लेकिन ये जो बैन किए हुए मेडिसिन है ये पर्टिकुलरली वेटरनरी सेक्टर्स में नहीं यूज करने हैं। सो ऑल दिस इंफॉर्मेशन वी कैन स्प्रेड। और मुझे आप जैसे लोगों से रिक्वेस्ट करनी है कि जितने ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग BNHS के साथ में जुड़ित हो, तो हम लोग सब मिलके वल्चर्स को बचा सकते हैं, अवेयरनेस कर सकते हैं। वी हैव टू स्प्रेड दिस वर्ड्स। अभी बहुत बढ़िया प्रयास हमारे JCBC पिंजोर ने शुरू किया है और हम लोग सारे मिलके, एक्चुअली वल्चर अवेयरनेस डे तो IVAD बोलते हैं, ये तो अगले मंथ में है, सितंबर में, लेकिन हमने अभी से ये अभियान शुरू किया है कि आप सभी लोग हमसे कनेक्ट हो जाए और हम लोग कुछ ना कुछ करके अवेयरनेस स्प्रेड करेंगे। वल्चर्स रेस्क्यू करने तो रेस्क्यू करेंगे, जहां पे वल्चर्स की कॉलोनी है उसको स्टडी करेंगे। क्या होगा, इससे लोगों के जो इंफॉर्मेशन है, नॉलेज है, वो बढ़ जाएगा कि अरे हमारे यहाँ पे लोग वल्चर देखने के लिए आते हैं। हमारे यहाँ पे चाहे पेड़ में हो चाहे पहाड़ी में हो, अगर आप गांव वाले लोग ये समझने लगेंगे कि बस ये वल्चर देखने के लिए, स्टडी करने के लिए सारे लोग आ रहे, तो नेचुरली इसका मतलब इसको हमें इम्पोर्टेंस देना चाहिए। तो इस सारे साइड से हमको काम करना है एंड स्टे कनेक्टेड। थैंक यू
सर
सचिन जी।
मैं सर
Thank you.
जी
Thank you, Sachin sir. We will take the last question from Sachin Jain. So
Yes.
then after we
Yes.
have to conclude the session. Please,
हाँ,
Sachin. sir.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, yes.
जी
Yeah,
Yes,
सर
yes.
मैं
मेरा email हुआ है, so anybody would like to contact, you can call me or yeah, you can contact
सर
me on that email.
सर मैं सचिन जैन वीरांगना दुर्गावती टाइगर रिजर्व से हूँ।
ठीक।
सर मैं कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ अपने बारे में, फिर कुछ कुछ क्वेश्चन रखूंगा।
क्वेश्चन,
सर
सिर्फ
2000
क्वेश्चन दीजिए जल्दी से।
जी 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 सर 2025 तक मुझे वल्चर्स के बारे में कुछ भी नहीं पता था, लेकिन रिसेंटली मैंने उनके बारे में सर्च किया और वल्चर्स की 7 स्पीसीज मैंने देखा कि यहाँ 7 स्पीसीज हैं वल्चर्स की। और फिर सर मुझे लगा कि वल्चर्स बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट हैं, तो जो गांव के लोग हैं, जो मतलब जो बहुत ज़्यादा बीमार पशु है या कुछ ऐसी बीमारियां हो जाती हैं, तो मैंने उनको अवेयर किया कि ऐसी पशुओं को आप जंगल में ना फेंकने की बजाय जो नेचुरली डेथ हो वही आप जंगल में फेंके या आसपास फेंके, और कुछ ऐसे इन्फेक्टेड तो उससे वल्चर्स को नुकसान हो सकता है। और सर मैं ये जानना चाहता हूँ कि हम वल्चर्स कंजर्वेशन के लिए क्या ऐसा हेल्प कर सकते हैं अपने लोकल लेवल पे, कि मतलब कैसे जागरूक कर सकते हैं और क्या तरीके हो सकते हैं, और हम आपसे या BNHS से कैसे जुड़ सकते हैं?
यस, तो आपको इन शॉर्ट बताऊंगा कि इसके आज जो आप ये एक प्रोग्राम अटेंड किया ना, ऐसे ही और 3 प्रोग्राम होंगे जिसमें आपको कंजर्वेशन के बारे में और बताया जाएगा, इसके और हैबिटेट और वेटरनरी प्रॉब्लम क्या क्या हुआ था उसके बारे में डिटेल बात किया जाएगा। और आप लोगों से दरख्वास्त यही रहेगी कि आप आपके गांव में, आपका जो इलाका है उसमें जो बैन किए हुए ड्रग्स है, मेडिसिन है, उसका इस्तेमाल ना करे, ना होने दे। ठीक है, ये एक आज हम लोग एक शपथ ले लेते हैं कि मैं वल्चर्स की रक्षा करने के लिए कोशिश करूंगा, तहे दिल से कोशिश करूंगा। एंड नेचुरली मुझे लगता है कि सक्सेस बहुत दूर नहीं है। एक शॉर्ट में बोलना चाहूंगा कि वल्चर्स पूरे इंडिया में मिलते हैं, सिर्फ डिसीडियस फॉरेस्ट में नहीं मिलते हैं, ग्रासलैंड में मिलते हैं, बर्फ वाली पहाड़ी में मिलते हैं, हिल्स, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के हिल्स में मिलते हैं, और ब्रह्मपुत्र के मैदान में मिलते हैं, यूपी, बिहार, सब जगह। तो वल्चर्स पूरे इंडिया में मिलते हैं। कहीं कुछ अलग स्पीसीज है, कहीं कुछ ज्यादा मिलते हैं, कम मिलते हैं। 9 प्रजातियां है भारत में, और वो सारी की सारी हमको बचानी है। मैं आप सभी से थैंक यू बोलना चाहता हूँ। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग दिस प्रोग्राम। और आज के जैसे ही और 3 बार मिलेंगे हम लोग, तो बाकी के प्रोग्राम भी कीजिए।
हेलो
जी, थैंक यू फ्रॉम माय साइड।
Hello.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Hello.
Hello, Kumar sir. So.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Right,
Okay, we
jaldi
can
se
take one last question because
Yes,
our
sir.
speaker will already get tired to speak
Yes,
last
sir.
1 hour.
Last question, sir. So I'm Dr. Prayag from Banagata Biological Park. So we have got approval for vulture breeding program, sir. And what should be the founder population sex ratio, sir, that to start with?
When we are starting, we should have 50% male, 50% female. So even
Okay.
though we will be having some 10 birds, 10 male birds, 10 female birds, it is
Okay, sir.
not necessary that there will be 10 pairs. So thus, when we'll be giving them chance to mix together, hopefully 7, 8 of them will form pairs, some of them won't form, and we have to change them or exchange it with another centers. But from those 10 males, 10 females, we hope that 6 to 7 pairs will be confirmly formed, and they will start breeding. So it is, it is a kind of a experimental thing. So birds are also very choosy, and I hope that they will like their mates and they will form pairs. But we are giving them the full freedom to mix.
सर मेरा एक
Thank you.
और बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन है शायद। जी जी, हेलो।
Thank you.
I'm extremely sorry.
है
because-
हमारा।
हाँ
because
सर,
our-
ये बहुत
our
इम्पोर्टेंट
executive-
क्वेश्चन है सर।
हाँ,
सर,
तो
आपके लिए भी शायद रेयर होगा, मैं कुछ बताना चाहता हूँ।
बताइए।
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Actually, we do have another meeting in 12:30 with this easier day. So I just want to say, Sachin sir, to please
Right,
stop
sorry.
this
लास्ट
meeting and
क्वेश्चन, आई थिंक इसके बाद कोई बात नहीं होनी चाहिए। हेलो सर।
ईमेल नीचे में
एक मिनट में conclude कीजिए।
हाँ,
हेलो,
नीचे में ईमेल दे रहा हूँ मैं, टेक्स्ट बॉक्स में आपको मिल जाएगा s.ranade@BNHS.org। ठीक है, जिसको भी कांटेक्ट करना है, क्वेश्चन करना है, या फ्यूचर में हमको कम्युनिकेट करना है, आप प्लीज मुझे इसमें कांटेक्ट कीजिए, एंड आई विल बी आंसरिंग ईच एंड एवरी ऑफ यू। ठीक है, तो हमें टाइम का लिहाज करना है, और 12:30 बजे मुझे भी मीटिंग में जाना है, CZA का मीटिंग है हमारा। तो प्लीज आप बुरा मत मानिए। ठीक है, आप इसी तरीके से प्यार से अगले मीटिंग्स में भी आ जाइए, और 3 मीटिंग्स है, और प्लीज आइए उसमें मीटिंग में।
ठीक है, थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you very much. So the webinar was jointly organized with Jatayu Conservation Breeding Center, our Pinjore, based at Pinjore, then Central Zoo Authority, EIACP RP on Avian Ecology, BNHS and Haryana Forest and Wildlife Department. So thank you all partners, and thank you all the participants, those who have given their valuable time, and also thanks to our expert, Dr. Sachin Ranade, who has a lot of knowledge, and he is always available to answer your questions. So you know that we are all part of our WhatsApp group. So we will post our contact details and we will share through our WhatsApp group. And whatever question it will be arise, you can write to us. We will definitely answer. So thank you, Sachin sir, and thank you all participants. So now we have.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Kagana, brother.